Hello and welcome. This is James Blanchard Cisneros at your service. Today I will be reading the November 2nd Facebook post and making a few comments on it, and I trust that it will assist both of us on our journeys. Here we go. Experience a less judgmental, sarcastic, and critical world. Would you like to experience a less judgmental, sarcastic, and critical world? If so, begin with your own thoughts. Today we stop supporting and reinforcing those thoughts that don't support and reinforce the world we want. Judgment, sarcasm, and criticism are learned behaviors. They are not part of the love that is your true essence. Thus, whenever we dwell in them, we are dwelling in the ego's past programming and missing out on what the present moment is really trying to offer, a state of peace, love, and joy. But do not judge yourself or others for doing so. Instead, catch yourself and be grateful that you now have the wisdom to do so and to undo what you have done. For the quicker and more frequently you catch yourself being out of alignment with the truth in you, the less time you will spend creating a world that is not aligned with your desires. Today, let us be a little more conscious of the thoughts we think, with the understanding that the thoughts we think create the world we see and experience. In the November 1st video, we spoke about feeling your emotions and how good it is to do that, how self-loving that is, even if they are quote-unquote negative emotions. Today we'll speak about the importance of feeling your words, what words you're using with a brother and sister. Now, we have been programmed by the ego throughout our life, and therefore the ego will always answer first. And so when we answer with criticism, with judgment of others, with sarcasm, it appears to be that this is our true essence speaking, but in truth it is not. It is simply a program belief system that we have been taught and we have accepted as real. Because our true essence is love, and so the only truth that we can express is that love. And some of its extensions are compassion, kindness, generosity, peace, joy. So that is our true essence. That is what we can truly express. Everything else is simply a program we have bought into. Now, there's nothing wrong with that program in a sense that every journey is sacred. And so you are going to experience your journey, and it's going to be perfectly fine, whichever way it is that you experience it. Do not judge yourself for it. Because many times we have been programmed to judge ourselves for not being like others. Because remember, the ego is always trying to separate us. Brothers from brothers, sisters from sisters, us from God. And so it loves comparisons. And when you don't see yourself equally compared to somebody else, then you put yourself down, or you lift yourself up and put somebody else down. But those are all games of the ego. And so sarcasm, for example, is just one of those games, putting others down. You think it's for a good laugh, and it might, in the ego's world, be funny, and there's nothing quote-unquote wrong with it. It's just a process that we have to go through. For example, I was raised in Venezuela, in Caracas, and it's a very sarcastic society. And honestly, when you're in the ego's fairy tale, it's quite funny. Sarcasm has its humor, I understand, in the ego's world. But the more you pay attention to what you're saying, the more you try and just slow down time a little so that you can feel the words you're using, the more you start to see how sarcasm is not really aligned with your true nature. And that is something that happened to me in my journey. We used to use sarcasm against each other, all my friends, and we always laughed, and it was funny. In the ego's fantasy tale, it was funny. But little by little, I started to notice that the words that I was using, or the comebacks that other people thought were great, and I thought were great and funny, were kind of hurtful. And they were not only hurting the other individual who we were laughing at because of the comeback or the sarcasm, but it started to hurt me personally. Like, it started not to align with my true essence. It started to kind of like scratch at the surface. And it was just a very uncomfortable thing to do. And so little by little, I started seeing how much sarcasm was hurting others and myself. And although in the ego's world it might appear funny, it was still at somebody else's expense. And the ego would tell you, yeah, that somebody else is separate from you. And so you can be sarcastic towards them and nothing happens to you. You know, we have a good laugh at their expense. But in truth, because we are all one, whatever you do to another, you feel within yourself. And the more conscious you are of it, the more you choose to slow down time and feel the words you're using, the more that you will see that this is so. And so what happens is, if you're sarcastic or judgmental or critical, although the ego's world might say, hey, you have every right to do so, what the ego's world is not telling you is that you're hurting yourself. You're not only hurting your brothers and sisters, you're hurting yourself. And so here you go, you're doing something that the ego says you have every right to do, and that it's actually funny to do, and you're not feeling good about it. You start to feel bad about it, and so you're very confused. You have a lot of confusion because you're participating in the ego's world through the present moment. And what is simply happening is that you're not really in the present moment. When you're participating in the ego's world, you're simply bringing your past programming into the present moment. And so you don't really see what's going on. You don't really see that you're hurting yourself when you're being sarcastic. All you see is yourself laughing, and other people laughing at somebody else, or other people putting other people down, and in the quote unquote good humor idea, or funny, saying that it's funny. And so you see people laughing in the ego's fairy tale. You see people kind of giving you a little congratulations for that nice shot you took, nice comeback you had, or whatever. And people are patting you on the back, and you're feeling bad. And then you start to really question what is going on. And then you start to see that you don't really belong in the ego's fairy tale. That you want another way to interact with the present moment. And not only do you want it, but you feel deep down inside that it's becoming more natural for you to offer the truth within you, the love, compassion, kindness, peace, joy within you to your brothers and sisters, no matter how deep they are in their own fairy tale. And so what happened to me was I used one of the tools that we have been gifted to lead us out of the illusion, which is forgiveness. And so whenever somebody made a sarcastic remark at me, I started simply forgiving them. And I used to say it out loud. Say, I forgive you. And at first, I have this story in my book, Chosen to Remember. And at first, people were a little taken aback. You know, they would say something sarcastic towards me, and I would simply forgive them. And then I would keep on doing that to all my friends who made some sarcastic remarks at me. And when I forgave them, even though in the ego's world it seemed strange, in my truth, in my true essence, it felt right. I felt at peace doing that. And I felt comfortable, and it just felt right. Even though the ego's world would not, or make it seem strange. or odd or whatever. But it felt right to me. And so as I was aligning more with the truth within me, I started forgiving people, sometimes outwardly, sometimes inwardly, and forgiving all my friends. And then that kind of became a little bit of a joke in itself. So that when my friends would criticize each other, they would simply forgive each other. And so we would be, when we kind of like dove into the ego's world and out of it, into it and out of it. So whenever somebody simply was sarcastic, we forgave, we got out of the ego's world, and somebody else would be sarcastic, we forgave, we got out of the ego's fantasies. And we thought that was kind of funny. And so you would walk around and we would be in a restaurant just forgiving ourselves all the time. Because we were in our own ways trying to leave the illusion and align once again with our true essence. And so today, it is not really about judging yourself for being sarcastic, critical, or judgmental. That's not what it's about. What it's about is simply taking a little more time to see and feel your words and how in alignment or out of alignment they are with the truth in you. And so when I was starting to think about a sarcastic remark or a sarcastic comeback, which in the ego's world would be applauded and laughed at, I had the sarcastic thought in my mind, but then I stopped it within my mind and I didn't let it come out in words. So I made the correction within my mind. And when I did, the outside world became more peaceful. Because see, I wasn't attacking the outside world through my sarcasm, through my criticism, through my judgment. I was correcting the thoughts within my mind. And when I was correcting the thoughts within my mind, the outer world became more peaceful and joyful and forgiving. So you see, reality is within your mind. And it's the thoughts that you support within your mind that end up being the expression of the world you see. And so if you're judgmental, if you're critical, if you're sarcastic, that's the world you will participate in. But if you have those thoughts and you're able to block those thoughts from coming out into words, then you're able to make the correction within your mind, and then the outside world becomes a more peaceful and joyful and forgiving place. And so today, let us be thankful that we're coming to a place in our lives that we have the wisdom to stop these thoughts that are not supporting the world we want. We're coming to a place in time where even if we have the ego's programming within us still, we do not judge ourselves for that, and neither do we support it by expressing it into the outside environment. We simply, we have the programming in our minds. We stop it because we know that's not in alignment with us. So therefore we stop the words from coming out. We stop the words from expressing this world, creating this world. And then we correct the thoughts within our mind. And then we offer forgiveness, or we offer our compassion, we offer our kindness, or we offer a loving remark. And then that world outside of us becomes that loving expression, that compassionate expression. And then you become more and more of a light of the truth within you. And your brothers and sisters, as you heard in the example that I was giving, start to realize that maybe sarcasm is not the best way to interact with each other. Maybe criticism and judgmental ways are not really the most aligned with the truth within us. Maybe they're not the way we really want to express ourselves on this planet. Maybe they're not the way we came here to express ourselves on this planet. And we will know because peace results. When we're being our truest expression, when we're offering the truth within us, peace results. So if somebody's sarcastic towards me and I forgive them, I receive peace because I am aligning with my true nature. If I want to be sarcastic towards somebody or return some sarcastic remark towards them, I simply block it because now I have the wisdom to see that that's not in alignment with the truth within me. And then I correct it within my mind, And then I offer the opposite of what the ego would offer. I offer compassion instead of condemnation, peace instead of pain, and love instead of judgment, and forgiveness instead of judgment. And so today we have that great opportunity. And do not judge yourself if you are sarcastic or judgmental or critical. Again, that's not what this is about. Your journey is perfect for you. Your journey is individualized and sacred for you. Therefore, you have to go through your process individually, as I have to go through my process, as everybody else have to go through their process. But each process is sacred. Therefore, I'm not going to judge your process, or I'm not going to judge any of my brothers or sisters' process, because that does not align me with a state of peace. Where you're judging others' journeys, you're secretly telling yourself that you can judge your journey can be judged, and therefore you don't receive peace, because you're not going to be at peace when you believe that there's 7 billion people out there that can judge your journey every single day, every single moment. That's not a peaceful situation. But when you remember that their journeys are sacred and yours are too, even when they judge your journey, you know that it's not the truth in them judging you, because the truth in them wants to align with the state of peace. So anybody who's judging you is not aligned with the state of peace. Anybody who's being critical or sarcastic towards you is not in a state of peace. Now, I'm not saying there's no such thing as constructive criticism or anything like that. In fact, whatever it is you think you need to express. If you think you need to be quote unquote constructively critical, and you feel that aligns with peace within you, then do so. There are no wrong answers here. Do not worry. The truth within you and the truth within all of us will not judge you. Yes, maybe the illusionary parts of other people might judge you or criticize you, but do not concern yourself with the illusion. The illusion is only real if you choose to place your time, energy, and focus on it and make it real. When somebody judges me, I do not judge them back. I simply understand that that's the programmed self within them that is judging me. That is being sarcastic. That's being critical. And I listen respectfully, and then I aligned their words with my truth. So if their words have any truth, then I'm at peace with that. And if they don't, then I simply, let them go. And so that's what we'll do today. Simply not judge yourselves for being sarcastic, critical, or judgmental. No. Let's simply take a little extra time to see how our words feel. Are they aligned with the truth in us? Are they aligned with forgiveness, with compassion, with kindness, with peace, with joy? For when they are, you will see that the world you experience will be more and more filled with compassion, with peace, with joy, with love, with forgiveness. And that is what we desire, and that's what we have come here to create. We have come here simply to express the love that we are in whatever ways fits us best. And a tool we'll use today is simply to slow down time a little bit and feel the words we're feeling and see if those words align with the truth within us. And if they do, you will receive peace. And that's how you'll know that you're aligning with the truth within you, because your words will be a representation of this peace, of this love, of this compassion. Thank you very much for joining me today. I love you very much. If you would be so kind as to like, comment, or share the video, it would help in the listing process, and it might help somebody find this information who might be able to use it. If you'd like to leave me a comment or a question, I will be delighted to try and offer a response. I try to respond to all my YouTube video comments. And finally, if you can please subscribe to my YouTube videos, I would love to have you in this community. Again, thank you very much for your time. I love you deeply. I hope you know that. And God willing, we will see each other tomorrow. Peace.